Hello and welcome to the Musical Instrument Investigator. Today we're on the website of Julien's auction based in the US, Beverly Hills to be more precise. And we're going to have a look at their latest auction, which is the Music Icons auction. So there's a whole load of stuff in this auction. Most of it's kind of stuff to do with kind of music personalities, famous people, lots of different objects, clothing, all of that kind of stuff, but dispersed in between are a few musical instruments, so we are going to have a look at those. I'm not sure entirely how many there are. Maybe it's kind of 30 to 50 or so, so not a crazy amount. This particular auction is split over a couple of days. The ones we're looking at, Music Icons, is the 19th and 20th of May. So that's the main stuff we're going to look at today. I think there are other auctions as well, but in this catalogue we're going through is just the 19th and 20th. So as always, just like to say this is a US based auction, so bear in mind import, export fees, shipping, all of that stuff, maybe any CITES stuff. Not sure how relevant that is on this auction. Might happen. Other than that, just like to say thanks a lot for watching, and please consider subscribing or like or comment on things because it really does help. So yeah, without further ado, I think let's crack on and see what we have. Okie dokie. First up here we've got a Martin guitar, 1939. Interesting, 5-string, 117 PS acoustic guitar. Estimates 4 to 6. It's got 4,000 bids already. That's kind of interesting. Like a guitar version of the 5-string banjo. I've not seen one of these before, so that is quite interesting. That is the first time I have seen one of these. Looks in very good condition here, so that's something quite interesting to see. Yeah, I wonder how many of those are around. So that's an interesting item. It doesn't seem to have any specific kind of attribution to anyone famous, so yeah, really interesting item that. So that's a good first lot to have a look at. We'll see what else that we have. So lots of really interesting stuff if you do follow kind of famous people, famous musicians. Look, all the stuff, Frank Sinatra. Really interesting auctions, but we just want to have a look at musical instrument stuff, so that is what we're going to do. And like I said, I'm not entirely sure how much stuff is actually in this auction. I haven't really looked in super detail, but I suspect it's kind of 30 or so kind of items. They do have other auctions which have a lot more stuff in. So here we go, we've got another instrument here. Jerry Lee Lewis signed Stratocaster electric guitar. So this is more just a signed thing. $600 bid already. If you're a fan of Jerry Lee Lewis. So just a Squire Strat, so nothing too crazy. But below that we do have this rather nice looking Fender Bassman amp, 1957. I've always wanted to own a Fender Bassman actually. I think they're really awesome. Current bid 5,000. So Celestion speakers there. Or 2 EV Force 10 speakers and 2 Celestion G10s. Provenance from the estate of Hal Zwicky, Julien's Auctions 2021. I think we covered that auction, so that's interesting. Yeah, nice looking amp. Definitely one for the bucket list at some point. Let's carry on. So lots of interesting stuff here. I said I think we'll have 30 to 50 items. Got another thing here. Glenn Campbell signed Ghost on the Canvas. Music video played Waterstone Cumulus electric guitar. Okay, interesting. Estimate 4 to 6. We've got 4,500 bid. Nice colour to that. So interesting there. From his final studio album, Surf Dog 2011, signed by Campbell to the body in white marker. Okay, interesting. Inspired by the Gretsch models. To be fair, Glenn Campbell, amazing guitarist, like ridiculous. Very good guitarist indeed. Right, Glenn Campbell signed Ovation acoustic here. Estimates 2 to 4. It's got 700 bid on that. Ovation Celebrity. Let's see what else we got. Loretta Lynn signed guitar with photos. Okay, there's photos of the signing, just to confirm. An Epiphone DR100 EB acoustic. Some of this stuff is not necessarily so exciting, but this is nice. BB King signed Epiphone Lucille, electric guitar there, 1,750. Sign. It's got the tags as well for the kind of official signature people or whatever that verify all of this stuff. 2 to 4 the estimate. Let's see, interesting stuff here, like Bo Diddley signed performance contract and stuff like that. So there is some pretty cool stuff around. Some sheet music bits, Phil Spector related. Might be a bit of a dubious thing to purchase, but interesting nevertheless. These auctions are really quite fascinating. If you have time, definitely have a look at them, because there's some really interesting stuff. But we are on the hunt for musical instruments, and we've nearly missed one there. Phil Spector Columbia accordion. Interesting. Estimate's 2 to 300. And it's boxed there. Yeah, it's not really saying much. Estate of Phil Spector. Okay. Ooh, look at that. Phil Spector Celine Dion studio mixtapes. Interesting. That's a record player. Original painting there. That's curious. Let's see what else we got here. There's some kind of recording studio stuff. Reel to reel bits and bobs. I said there might not be. Oh, Stevie Wonder signed harmonica. Well, it's a musical instrument, so let's have a look at that. That's quite popular. Matthias Hohner branded marine brand model archetypal blues harmonica. Okay. Interesting. Let's see what else. This looks all non-musical instrument related so far, but hopefully we'll see a few more bits. Kind of interesting auction to look at anyway. Oh, here we go. There's the Beatles. Pete Best signed drumhead and drumsticks. Interesting. Drumhead and pair of customized drumsticks signed by Pete Best of the Beatles. Okay, interesting. So it's a little bit of a musical instrument related thing. Let's see what else we got here. A wooden pipe. Oh, we've got John Lennon owned and played double fantasy Yamaha CP10 electric piano. 20 to 30. It's a thing. 15,000 bid. Anything John Lennon musical instrument related goes for mega money. I think the record for the most expensive English made instrument at auction was a Broadwood upright piano once owned by John Lennon, that I think sold for like £500,000 or something like that, something crazy. So interesting. According to family friend of Lennon and Ono, Sam Green, Lennon and Ono used this instrument while writing and recording the demos for the album. Okay, their final studio album, Double Fantasy. Interesting. So a lot of John Lennon fans still out there. That will probably do really well. Let's carry on. See what else we've got. Lots of signed checks. Ringo Starr drumsticks there. Beatles, Rolling Stones, Dusty Springfield, Top of the Pops, multi-musical guest signed acoustic guitar with DVDs. Looks like it's been in the boxes and in books, I mean. Interesting. Rossetti Egmont 276 Toledo acoustic guitar, 35 signatures. Interesting. See what else we got here. Anything super interesting? I think we're not so many. This auction is not so musical instrument heavy, but that's fair enough. We can skip through all of this. Really interesting memorabilia stuff though. We're getting towards halfway through, so let's see what else we got here. More kind of memorabilia stuff. All pretty interesting. Some random knives and things. Some posters. Let's see, hopefully we get some kind of other musical instruments soon. That's interesting. So a bit, here we go. Beach Boys signed Good Vibrations Fender acoustic guitar there. 2 to 3 the estimate. We're on 700 so far. Yeah, interesting. Let's see what else. Another guitar here. The Who. Pete Townsend signed 2018 Paul Reed Smith SE Tonare T40E electroacoustic guitar. 1,000 to 2,000 the estimate. Got 450 so far. And some more Who related stuff. Roger Daltrey signed electric guitar and poster. That's a G&L. Nice guitar. 1,000 to 2,000 on that. Very interesting. Right, let's carry on. More memory. Oh, this is interesting. Jimi Hendrix Fender Dual Showman JBL speaker cabinet with photos. 60 to 80 the estimate. Current bid at 35. So that's interesting. So in 1968 Fender Dual Showman 2x15 speaker cabinet with JBL speakers acquired by Jimi Hendrix for his 1968 US tour, with the experience and stage used by him on multiple performance dates circa 1968 onwards. Okay, well I think that's gonna sell pretty well from the sale of Bonhams in 1994, so I think that's going to do pretty well. So that's an interesting one. Let's see if we can go back to the catalogue. Right, so going back to the auction here, see what else we have. Led Zeppelin Jimmy Page owned Melody acoustic guitar with original receipt there. 10 to 20 is the estimate. On 2.5 so far. Right-handed Melody 500 acoustic guitar belonged to Led Zeppelin's Jimmy Page, 1960s and 70s. Interesting. Original receipt from Macari's Musical Exchange in London. Okay. And let's see what else we've got here. Oh, okay. That's curious. Page and Plant Ed Shearer unleaded tour stage played Goff professional rebuilt Hammond organ and Leslie speaker with DVD. 30 to 50 the estimate. It's on 12 so far. This is pretty unusual. It's got a lot of equipment with it, so that's kind of curious. We keep on getting blocked from returning for some weird reason. I don't know why the internet is being really strange. For some reason, I do not know why this is happening. Anyway, we're back on track. Moog F104Z analog delay there. Estimates 2 to 3. Current bid $700. Lou Reed. Interesting. I mean, these things are actually go for quite high money in their own right anyway, for about $1,500. So with the Lou Reed's kind of thing, I expect that it will do pretty well. So definitely an interesting thing. I think that we are just struggling now with the internet, or something funny is going on because it's just not working properly. But we will persevere. I will start opening in new tabs because it doesn't want to work at the moment. Roger Waters signed Yamaha acoustic guitar. Yamaha brand. Nothing too crazy there. Let's carry on a bit. Moody Blues drumstick there. Wow, that is absolutely crazy. What's that? I don't think that's really not a musical instrument, but that's pretty bonkers looking. Eric Clapton original Criteria Studio Layla and Other Assorted Love Songs studio used prototype MCI GH16 tape machine with record album. That is a bonkers looking thing. 10 to 20 is the estimate. 3.5 so far. Look at that. That is a crazy looking thing. Wow, Derek and the Dominoes studio album. Yeah, interesting. That is quite a curious looking item for sure. I'm sure there'll be some kind of interest to someone for this kind of stuff. Yeah, it's pretty bonkers. Definitely interesting looking there. We'll carry on. We've got an Eric Clapton signed Fender 2018 Fender Players Series Strat. 2 to 3 the estimate. Nothing too crazy there. Jeff Beck signed Squier Stratocaster electric guitar. Let's see. Okay, it seems to be thinking about working again. Jeff Beck signed Stadium Stratocaster electric guitar. Okay, some of this stuff is not super exciting but worth looking at anyway. Ronnie Lane photo and video match stage played 1971 Zemitis custom resonator guitar with magazines, 40 to 60 on that, audio on 35,000, so not too surprising. The Zemitis stuff is super valuable anyway in its own right, so makes sense. Very interesting. Be a good guitar for the cover, I think. And once again, we are just struggling with this website for whatever reason. Let's see what else we've got. Carrying on. Van Morrison signed Epiphone acoustic guitar. Nothing too crazy there. Ooh, gone a bit far. That's the problem now, that this website is not really responding properly, so we're going back and forth a bit. Okay, interesting. Let's have a look at this. Is the Doors Robbie Krieger painted and signed Gibson SG electric guitar 1 to 2 the estimate, 3.5 is the current bid. That's quite a curious looking painted instrument. Reminds me of the kind of a little bit of the Eric Clapton SG Fool guitar. I think that's quite interesting. Then we've got an Eagles Don Felder signed Hotel California Gibson EDS 1275 double neck electric guitar. So ZZ Top, Billy Gibbons signed Epiphone electric guitar there. Cheap Trick band signed Gibson Explorer. And Dolly Parton signed Southern Jumbo acoustic guitar there. And Willie Nelson signed Gibson J45. Tool, interesting. Band signed Gibson Les Paul electric guitar. That might be quite popular. That's quite curious. Let's see, Green Day band signed Gibson Les Paul electric guitar. Gloria Estefan signed Always Tomorrow. Interesting. Wow, that's a lot of writing on that. And Sebastian Yatra signed Epiphone Wilshire P90. Interesting. 1 to 2 is the estimate. 2021 reissue. Adam Sandler signed Chinooka Gibson G45 acoustic there. There's a picture of him signing it. Let's see what else we got here. Some other more memorabilia bits. Let's see what else. It's quite interesting. Sketches and things here. Ah, that's interesting. Queen, Brian May owned and twice signed Japanese koto instrument. Well, that's something a bit different, isn't it? Don't always see these in general, let alone signed by Brian May, so that's kind of curious. More Brian May related stuff. Brian May BMG special electric guitar. Queen, Roger Taylor signed Fender Squier Telecaster. That's interesting. Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Keith Emerson signed limited edition EMMS Moog system with photos. Wow, 60 to 80. There's some great stuff in this auction. This is a pretty epic piece of kit. That I think is definitely got to be in the picture for the thumbnail. Yeah, that is a ridiculous looking thing. Absolutely amazing. Only 3 that were built. Oh, interesting. Yeah, that is a crazy looking thing for sure. Wow, that's really cool. Let's see what else we got. Rush. Alex Lifeson, Hold Your Fire signature Aurora electric guitar. Signed memorabilia bits. Let's see what else we got here. Fleetwood Mac, John McVie, The Dance, stage played 1997. Tobias, classical electric bass guitar, or classic bass guitar with DVD. All important, 10 to 20 on that. Quite a nice looking bass that. Owned and used by John McVie during the late 1990s revival era of Fleetwood Mac and beyond. Interesting. Let's see what else. Tom Petty signed stage played Takamine acoustic guitar. 20 to 40 the estimate on that. Already on 20, so that's pretty good. It's going pretty well. Okay, let's see how we're doing here. On to the next page. That's more illustrations. So we can see any more musical instruments. We've done pretty well so far. Microphone there, Bette Midler. Right, the Eagles. Glenn Frey. Gifted circa 1966 Gibson SG electric guitar, 10 to 20,000 is the estimate there. Gifted by his brother, Eagles singer, guitarist and keyboardist Glenn Frey in 1976. Eagles signed tambourine. Don McLean, 1947. Martin 518 Terz acoustic guitar. 7 to 8 the estimate. It's quite a nice guitar there. Don McLean 1970s Yamaha G50A acoustic. Let's see, was there a picture of the back? I was a little bit hasty on that. Got any other bits here of interest? Watches and things. Slowly getting along. Let's see what else we got here. This is not looking too musical instrument. Oh, I say that, and then we get this rather interesting thing. Ian McDonald, circa 1960s Hagstrom Model 1 electric guitar. These are really cool. 4 to 600. That's a nice looking guitar. Do like these older kind of Hagstroms. Belong to Kim Crimson and foreigner multi-instrumentalist Ian McDonald. That's nice, like that. That's a nice looking guitar. Another Ian McDonald thing, 1967 Fender Deluxe Reverb guitar amp. That's nice. Also another thing. 1930s antique George M. Bundy baritone saxophone. Oh, lots of different instruments here. Haynes flute. Definitely was a multi-instrumentalist. 1960s Hofner President archtop jazz guitar. I am a fan of these Hofner guitars. I think they are pretty good. It's a 1950s Supro Comment guitar amp there. Blaupunkt radio, interesting. Noble guitar amplifier there. Fender Tolex Princeton. Rickenbacker guitar amp, they're quite nice amps there. Airline amplifier, had a good collection of amplifiers. Supro Bantam, Supro Thunderbolt there. Some interesting stuff. Foreigner stage played Long Way From Home, Hohner clavinet keyboard. Interesting. 1970s Wurlitzer 200A electric piano there. Selmer Mark VI saxophone. $1,000 to $2,000. Probably sell well because these Selmer saxophones go well anyway. Some more tape recording bits. Ian McDonald, Foreigner Reunion Tour and Honey West stage played 2006. Fender Telecaster. Let's see, Buffet Crampon clarinet there. Another Selmer King Super 20 saxophone. Yamaha CP70 electric piano. 1985 Gibson ES335 electric guitar. It's quite nice. Let's see what other stuff we have. Ian McDonald, Steve Hackett, Tokyo Tapes tour stage used Korg keyboard there. And then a 1993 Honey West Gibson Nighthawk. It's interesting to see the Gibson Nighthawks. 1994 Takamine acoustic. And 1998 Martin DM12 Dreadnought. 2003 Gibson J15 acoustic there. So lots of stuff to look at. 2004 Gibson J16E. Bundy clarinet there. Noblet clarinet. Trevor James Cantabile 2 flute. Revere Paris flute. Head joint there. Music stand. 2006 Fender Custom Shop limited edition Telecaster there. ES339 had a big guitar collection. Ian McDonald, Walter Becker owned Honey West stage played and Bad Old World music video played 2009 custom Fender Telecaster. $1,000 to $2,000 there. Let's see if we can get back. 2010 Fender Champion amp there. 2012 Fender Stratocaster electric guitar. McCurdy Della electric guitar there. Interesting looking thing. 2016 Epiphone Masterbuilt Deluxe. Revolta Combinata electric guitar. Supro Westbury electric guitar. Duesenberg Paloma there from 2018. Another kind of interesting guitar. 2021 Epiphone Embassy bass guitar. Right, Epiphone. There's a few more bits here, watches and things. So I think that's possibly the end of that. Rio Speedwagon, Styx and Loverboy, band signed Squire electric guitar. Another Rio Speedwagon, signed Epiphone SG. Snare drum there, Rio Speedwagon. Another Rio Speedwagon Epiphone acoustic there. Let's have a look at this. Stephen Summers original Smoothadelic hand painted electric guitar, 800 to 1200 on that. Cool artwork there. First ever example executed by Summers. Stephen Summers, custom made Joel Danzig smooth artist proof electric guitar. Quite a nice top on that. Okay. Well, once again, a bit of a weird thing going on with the website. Let's see where we're at. Here we are. Cheap Trick, signed drum head there. I've got a few more guitars and bits coming here. Quite a lot of guitars actually. Triumph, signed Epiphone Les Paul electric guitar. Carl Perkins, signed 1984 Fender Telecaster. Lucinda Williams, band signed Squire Telecaster electric guitar. Okay, Susanna Hoffs, signed Squire Bullet Mustang. Wilco, band signed Epiphone SG electric. See, interesting, even Julien Bremer stuff into this auction. That's interesting. So it really is quite mad auctions. Another guitar here, AC/DC, band signed Squire Stratocaster electric guitar. Kiss, Gene Simmons signed Punisher electric bass guitar. 2 to 4, 2.5 bid. It's pretty iconic looking bass really. Another Kiss. Gene Simmons signed End of the Road tour stage played Lubu electric bass guitar with photos. Kind of cool looking bass actually. Let's have a look at some of these photos a bit more. If it will let us. Click to enlarge. Nope, doesn't want to work, so we won't have a look bigger. It seems to have got itself in a muddle, but anyway, interesting looking guitar. Kiss, Gene Simmons, the kind of classic kind of axe bass guitar there. 2 to 4 the estimate. More Kiss stuff. Paul Stanley signed Kiss World tour stage played Ibanez PS 120. Another one here. Well, this is a PS 1 CM, the mirror kind of finish one. 8 to 10, 8,000 bid already, so that's popular. More Kiss stuff. Paul Stanley signed Washburn Lion. Ace Frehley owned and played signed Epiphone Les Paul. 4 to 6 the estimate. Another Kiss, Ace Frehley signed Gibson Light Show Les Paul electric guitar. That's got an interesting looking thing. Have a look at some pictures there. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Interesting looking guitar. And we are on to the next page. Let's see what other delights we have. More Kiss things here. Judas Priest, KK Downing, the Retribution Tour Stage Played Custom Hammer Vector electric guitar. 20 to 40,000 on that. Let's see what other bits and pieces. Dokken, George Lynch Shadow Life Tour Played ESP Serpent electric guitar. 2 to 4. See estimate on that. Slayer signed BC Rich Warlock electric guitar. Some drumsticks there, Metallica, Milton Keynes Bowl, Megadeth, Dave Mustaine Dystopia Tour Stage Played signed 2017 Dean VMNT electric guitar. Motley Crue, Mick Mars owned vintage 1959 Fender Strat, 10 to 20,000 on that. That's interesting. It's had a bit of a hard life, it seems. Let's see. From his early days with the band through 2002. Interesting looking guitar. Van Halen, Eddie Van Halen, stage played 2004 Charvel EVH Artist or Art Series 78, 30 to 50 on that. Already on 50,000. Wow, I mean, anything Eddie Van Halen is going off the charts, I think, at the moment, so not super surprised about that. Sammy Hagar signed South by Southwest Epiphone Les Paul. And Exodus, Gary Holt signed ESP Limited. Let's see what else. Guns N' Roses, band signed Squire Stratocaster there. Got a Slash Played limited edition BC Rich, the Bitch electric guitar. Slash signed and doodled Epiphone special. Go a little doodle on there. Some more Slash related. Wow, interesting. Queens of the Stone Age of the Vampire of Time and Memory music video played baby grand piano. Okay, that's pretty curious. So, Leicester Piano Company. Wow, kind of unexpected to see that. Let's go one back. U2, Bono stage played and band signed 2002 Gretsch Irish Falcon guitar. Interesting. 100 to 200,000. Wow, okay. That's pretty crazy. 45,000 bid. Wow, okay. Interesting. Commissioned 10 Irish Falcon guitars from Gretsch in 2000. Well, that's interesting. I guess that's pretty rare then to see one of those, so bear that in mind. Once again, getting stuck in the internet, in the void. Red Hot Chili Peppers, band signed Squire Strat. Another Red Hot Chili Peppers, Jack Sherman studio and stage played Dan Armstrong signed Schecter Tele-electric guitar. So a bit of a mouthful of different things. 10 to 20 the estimate on that. Ooh, Nirvana, Kurt Cobain smashed and band signed Nevermind era Fender Stratocaster electric guitar. 60 to 80,000 is the estimate. It's already on 80,000 bids, so wow, that's gonna be pretty crazy. Yeah, that is quite mad. A lefty black Fender Stratocaster electric guitar smashed by Kurt Cobain during Nirvana's Nevermind era and signed to the body by all three band members in silver marker, with additional inscriptions from each member to the original recipient of the guitar, Cobain's close friend and musical collaborator Mark Lanegan of Screaming Trees. Cobain is written, "Hello Mark, love your pal Kurt Cobain, washed up rock star." Interesting, wow. That's pretty curious. So that's gonna definitely sell well. Pearl Jam symbol there, that's quite interesting. Green Day, smashed Billy Joe Armstrong signed half body. Wow, you get like part of it. 2 to 3 is the estimate. It's already on 2,000. Wow, that's pretty interesting. What people pay. Oh, Banksy defaced tenor. Interesting. So some curious stuff. We've got many. Oh, some instruments. Brian Setzler stage played custom blast Colt upright bass. Okay, that's pretty curious. Cool head to it. That's pretty cool. Dave Matthews signed and sketched Lucero acoustic guitar. Really is a lot more in this auction than I thought, to be honest. Seal signed 2020 Fender Acoustasonic. Lenny Kravitz, John Lennon Memorial Concert stage played 1973 Gibson Les Paul Deluxe. 40 to 60 is the estimate on that. Well, okay. Barack Obama, Toby Hero gifted celebrity multi-signed Ibanez electric guitar with signed letter. Interesting. 1 to 2,000 on that. Jack Johnson signed Mahalo ukulele there. Okay, got a couple of pages left. See what else is going on here. Interesting pedal there. Noel Gallagher triple signed. That's Echo Folks delay pedal. That's quite a cool name for a pedal. See what else we got here. Warren Drugs band signed Drumhead. Black Keys. Dan Auerbach Trouble Weighs a Ton music video played. Screen matched Harmony H167 acoustic guitar. Okay, that 10 to 20 on that. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. Do we have any other musical instruments? There's lots of interesting stuff. Oh, here we are. One Direction. Niall Horan signed and inscribed first guitar. Okay, interesting. 10 to 20,000. Yamaha acoustic. Let's see what else we got here. Ooh, a sword, interesting. All sorts of random stuff. We're on the final page. Do we have anything else musical instrument related? That is the question. Is there anything else here that we can see? And the answer is no. So there we go. That has been the Julien's auction music icons. Video went on a bit longer than I expected, but yeah, interesting auction. Like really crazy, interesting stuff all over. Some interesting musical instruments, some rare stuff, some pretty bonkers stuff. So all in all, pretty interesting. So I'll put a link in the description. Check it out for yourself. See what you think. You've got a few days left to go until the sale on the 19th and 20th, so plenty of time to look at stuff. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.